You see, I just played a line C major, the C major pentatonic scale shape line, and I had to change positions because I playing in root position. Playing in root position, I ran out of range notes, so I had to move to slide from root position to position of 2 in order to find the notes that I was missing in position of 1 or root position. So that's why it's important to play scale pentatonic scale shapes in position, because you can slide from one position to the next one, very with ease, and also with control. Okay, so also the scale shapes help you remember the scales themselves. So position for, you have 5 notes in a pentatonic scale, so that means you have 5 scale shapes. 5 scale shapes for major type, and another 5 and 5 scale shapes for minor type. But the advantage is when you play one shape, for example, you play C major pentatonic scale, using the same shape you can play the relative minor of C, which is A minor. Okay, so in one shape, in one scale shape, you know two pentatonic scales, the major one and its relative minor, like in C major pentatonic scale. Okay, that's the scale shape. This scale shape is in root position. Now that's major. Now the relative minor for C major is A minor. So all you need to do is lower the root. Well, from the root of the C major pentatonic scale, you count 3 fret down, and you will find the root of the relative minor pentatonic scale. Here, this is C, the root, and then count 3 frets down. We start with B, 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 B flat, and A, and that gives you A minor pentatonic scale. Now you're playing for the C major pentatonic scale, you are playing in root position, okay, with this shape. But when you play the minor now, the minor is not, the position of the minor, of the relative minor, is not going to be root position, because you're not playing, you're not playing A as the highest note in the scale. You're playing C. So in A minor, if you're playing the scale of A minor, so C is the 3rd note. So you're playing, when you play A minor with C, the highest note in the scale, in the highest note in the A minor pentatonic scale, C. So you're playing in position of 3. So, but if you switch to C major pentatonic scale, the same note, C note, is position of root. But when you switch to the minor, to the relative minor A, the same C now is position of 3 in the A minor pentatonic scale. Okay. So now we can try. Let's try to move from C major pentatonic scale root position to C major pentatonic scale position of 2. Okay, then this is C. Okay, the 8 fret, first string. So C, that's root position. What is the next note in the C major pentatonic scale? That's D. So that will be the second note. So all we need to do, move up 2 frets, and we got D, which is the second note in the C major pentatonic scale. So now we move from root position to position of 2, because the root position is also position of 1. So move up 2 frets, you got D, the second note in the scale. Now you're playing in position of 2, and then there's a specific scale shape attached to it. Okay, D, position of 2. That's C major pentatonic scale position of 2, because 2, D, the second note in the C major pentatonic scale, the second note is the highest note played on the guitar, so that's the position of 2. So you can switch when you play solo. You can switch back and forth between the 2 position of 1, for example. Now you can switch from position of 1 to position of 2 as you improvise. This is position of 1. Position of second. Back to position of 1 or root position. You can switch back and forth. And the beauty of it is that each pentatonic scale shape has 2 parts, the bottom part and the top part. And then it is just like a puzzle. The top part of a pentatonic scale shape becomes the bottom part of the next pentatonic scale shape, and so on and so on. If I'm playing, for example, the top part of pentatonic scale shape position of 6 become the bottom part of pentatonic scale shape position of 1 or root position, and then the top part of pentatonic scale shape root position becomes the bottom part of pentatonic scale shape second position. In this case, we're talking about C major pentatonic scale, but it is the same concept for any major pentatonic scale. Okay. So it's easy to move back and forth if you know the shapes and the position, you know, related to them to them. Okay. For example, this is position of 6. Now I move to position of 1, root position. Second position of 2. Got it? Alright, next time we will cover position of 3, because we have 5 notes. For each note there's a position, so we cover a position of 6, root position. We covered the position of 2, so we got 2 more to go.